everyone, welcome back to another QuickBooks Online tutorial. My name is Claudia and I've been doing this for a long time. Today we're going to talk about QuickBooks Online integrating with Wix. First of all, Wix is becoming quite popular and a lot of business owners now are trying to make their lives easier by integrating into QuickBooks. So what are the advantages of integrate? First of all, you're going to improve the workflow by entering the information only once instead of twice in two different systems, increase accuracy because those transactions are going to come into QuickBooks and you want to make sure that everything is correct, and you're going to track it, be able to track your customers, your products and service and customers in QuickBooks. So very important information you want to keep. Now, what do I need to do in order to integrate? You want to make sure you prep your books first. How do you do that? You want to make sure you create all the chart of accounts necessary for the integration, such as the right income account. It could be service, fine, or sales if you don't want to track anything. Or you can have different accounts, right? Depending on what you have. You want to make sure that all the products and service that is in Wix is exact the same as it is in QuickBooks. That means that if there is a comma, if there is a dash or space, everything needs to be exactly the same. If not, those transactions are just not going to come through because they're going to try to match it in QuickBooks, and if they're not matching, they're not bounce back. They're not going to come through. Okay, the next thing is you will need to authorize Wix to share information in QuickBooks, and integrate in QuickBooks is the next, right? To authorize Wix, you want to sign into Wix, and on the left-hand side menu, you want to click Apps. And then you want to go into QuickBooks and then authorize share information. It's going to tell you exactly what information it's going to be sharing, and you just want to click on authorize. After you authorize, you go into QuickBooks and integrate. And that's what we're going to show now because we are going to QuickBooks. There you go. All right. So this is the new interface, by the way. I want to find out what you think of the new interface. Some people like it, some people don't. I understand it can be a little confusing at first. Everything is new. Okay, so I'm going to go to the dashboard to show you how it looks like. So that's the new interface. So we have the upper menu and the left-hand side menu. Now, if you're used to the old system, the left-hand side menu is pretty much going to be under accounting. You can either click here or here. It's pretty much the same. And the plus new that used to be on the left-hand side now it's called plus create. It's the same. It has the same features. So if you click on accounting, here is your left-hand side menu, and everything is going to be here. Now, if you want the app transactions going to be on the top right-hand side, there's a little man, and if a little ball that represents a person, and if you click on it, you are going to see your apps integration, okay? Right there. And you can search for new apps as well, and you can integrate through there. All right. So, let's go ahead and show you the integration. So we're going to go into Wix right from here. And click on launch. Okay. All right. And here is the integration. I'm going to show you, once you click on the integration, like I said, you're going to go into Wix first, and you want to authorize, you want to go into products and service. So before we do that, I want to show you where products and service is under sales. And you're going to scroll down till you see products and service, and you want to make sure that all your products and service over here is matching whatever you have in Wix. Okay, you can actually import, if you have an Excel spreadsheet on a CSV format, you can just import that as a match, or you can as a batch, or you can enter them manually. You can even import from your sales channel, which is even better. Okay, once you import everything, all your products and service here, then you're ready to integrate, right? And the integration, let's go back there. I'm gonna click here. Oh, you can go under my accountant as well. I'm sorry, not my accountant, accounting. And integration transactions, that's where it's going to be on the left hand side menu, and click on the three dots to set up the mapping. Okay, so after you accept the integration, this is what you're going to do. You want to make sure you put the right beginning date, and then you're going to start setting up the mapping. So you want to click on the arrow here where it says retrieve settings, and you want to make sure that you select how you want it to come through. I want only the approved or canceled transactions. I want both. I want paid and partially paid. I don't want any not paid. I also want the partially refunded and fully refunded. I don't want the pending or other, because those have not come through yet, so it doesn't matter. I don't want them. And here is the fulfilled orders or partially fulfilled. After you select, save it. Okay, the sales settings, you want to go to sales settings, and here you're going to choose the income account in QuickBooks Online for those transactions, right? So, I'm sorry, not the income. The type of income transaction that you want, either sales receipt or a sales invoice. I prefer sales receipt because sales receipt is already recording the payment. If I go with a sales invoice, then it's going to bring the invoice, and then once the payment is received in Wix, it's going to send a payment towards that invoice. But if you have to get rid of something for whatever reason, for errors, then it's a lot more work. So I prefer sales receipt. You may prefer invoice, especially if you're tracking those invoices in QuickBooks. Okay, I want to click on the automatic invoice numbers. So let QuickBooks generate an automatic invoice number for those transactions. The shipping charges, I want to put it under shipping as an income. And here the discount applied, discount item, save. All right, so keep in mind that those accounts need to be in QuickBooks before you can actually set this up, as I mentioned to you. Okay, the next thing is the type of items you're selling. If it is a product, I do not recommend to track inventory in QuickBooks. So what I say, select non-inventory item. And as far as the match item, I'm going to match it by name, not SKU, just name, because we're not tracking inventory, remember. What we do is we track inventory on a different third-party app, and then we can integrate that into QuickBooks, or you can do a journal entry with the updated inventory at the end of the period, the month, weekly, or whatever you want to do. Okay, so the income account, now it's the income account. This is very important. Okay, you want to select the correct income account, either sales or service or product sales, whatever your income account for that. You may even have week sales. It could be one option, so you can track all your Wix transaction, all your Wix sales, especially if you have multiple systems or multiple income sources, right? And the fees, the merchant fees, how are you going to categorize that? As merchant account fees. Like I said, if you have multiple channels, you may name it Wix merchant fees and do it a sub-account of merchant fees. So you can track everything separately. Once you're done here, save it. All right. Next is your tax settings. And we are just going to worry about the top one. We're in Seminole County, so 7%, whatever sales tax is in your area, select that. One thing that is important is that before you do that, you want to make sure that sales tax is turned on QuickBooks, and that is matching with whatever you have in Wix. Because if it's different, you're going to have a problem. once again, that problem, those transactions are not coming through smoothly. You want to make sure that they are the same. Okay, and finally, the payment settings. So where is your money going to be recorded? What account? And in this, I recommend, like I said, the clearing account. I'm going to show you how to create that account in QuickBooks and how it's going to work. So you want the clearing account here, the expenses, the merchant account fees, and here you're going to select which destination your money is going to go to. And like I said, I don't like to put it into the checking account because usually those transactions will come with the fee, and if it is processed like by PayPal, Apple Pay, or it's going to be less than what's recorded here, and it's not going to match to your bank deposit. So if they don't match, at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to reconcile. You're not matching it. You're duplicating those sales. You're not going to be able to reconcile your account. And obviously, you're going to pay more taxes than what you should. So you don't want to duplicate that. Send it out to the sales clearing account. And then when it hit the bank account, when the money is deposited in the bank account, you want to record that as a transfer coming out of that clearing account. So money in with the sales, money out with the transfer when it hits the bank account. Okay, so I selected everything as a channel clearing account. Okay, and that's all you need to do. You're going to click on done, and then transactions will start to come through. In this case, we don't have any, but they're going to be processed over here, and they're going to, once they are accepted here, they're going to go to imported transactions. And if it is going into the clearing account, we're going to go into the chart of accounts, and we're going to show you how to create the clearing account before you integrate anything, or you need to create that account. And it's right here under chart of accounts, new account. You want to create a bank account or an asset account, that's okay. And you're going to call it Wix clearing account, okay? Or you can, I have here a channel clearing account. That works as well. But you want to make sure that if you have multiple sources such as Shopify and Wix, you don't want to use the same clearing account because you want to keep them separate, okay? Once you create the account, I already have here, we're just going to use this for now. This is a sample. I can't say it enough. Okay, so once you create this sample account, you're going to be able to see transactions coming through. All the sales are going to come through. And when you record the transactions in the bank feed as a transfer, you're going to see it as a payment. Money in, money out. So it should zero itself out at the end of the day. However, there is always a balance at the end of the month because sometimes, you have sales on the 30th of the month and it doesn't clear until the 1st of the following month. So what you're going to end up with is an ending balance at the end of the month. And that's okay. But how you reconcile that, when you reconcile, you want to do it as a zero balance so you can make sure you reconcile all the transactions that came through. First, you're going to reconcile the deposits and make sure that this matches. It says Shopify, ignore, it's Wix. It's supposed to be Wix. You want to see that this all is matching. The list of transactions is matching with what you have in the Wix transaction report. And then you want to see all the payments. The payments should be anything, once you transfer into the checking account or recorded as a transfer, you see as payment means coming out of the account. And like I said, if you go through all the transactions and realize that some of those transactions doesn't clear until the following month, you want to edit the balance and put the balance of that transaction that didn't clear until the following month. Okay, that's how you reconcile. Wanted to show you the products and service. Products and service in QuickBooks is very, very important. So we want to go into accounting and sales and products and service. When creating your product and service, you want to make sure it's routed to the right account. Not only the name is correct, but it's routed to the correct account. Okay, so this one, for instance, is unearned revenue. If you have like a deposit that is refundable, that's what unearned income is all about. This one, evaluation meeting, it's sales. So you want to make sure that everything is routed to the right place. If not, you're going to end up with incorrect financial information. So this is key to the success of your integration. It's your products and service. So 90% of the time when you have integration issues with whatever integration app you have, it's because of the products and service not being right. And then next is going to be because your account is not mapped correctly. So either like you're routing all the income to be going, all the sales or sales receipt to be going into your checking account, but the amount is not matching and is duplicating everything. So that happens quite often. So keep that in mind. That's why I use the clearing account. That's what you want to make sure that those products and services are correct. Okay. All right, this is it. Let's go back here. Let's go back. Okay, I'm back. I hope that this information, this content is useful to you. If you find this content to be useful, I'm going to ask you a favor. 1, subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost you anything. It's going to help you stay up to date, especially right now with QuickBooks overhaul on their interface. You want to stay up to date with what's going on. And guess what? Changes are not done yet. They're going to continue making changes. And especially right now with the integration apps that is created by Intuit. By the way, Square has lots of bugs right now. And you cannot even put a review on the new integration because it's not working. So we are going to do a video next about how to address that, how to do manually until everything is back to normal. Hopefully soon. All right. So if you find this content useful, subscribe. If you have a comment, write down below and share with as many people as possible. We want to help as many people as possible. And we're going to be back with more information. Like I said, you don't want to miss out. And I'll be back next week. And until next time, keep on smiling.